Good morning, Mediumship 101. I am really excited about what we're bringing through today. This is very exciting. It's Master Jesus coming through, and he's going to be speaking about the vibration of love. And he's told me it's more about a transmission of energy that's going to occur during this process. And this is very interesting. Right now, the Master Jesus is bringing some really high vibrational energy into the form right now. Hi, Joe. Hi, Alexandra. Wonderful. Hello, Lorraine. Hello, Lorraine. Wonderful. I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes before we begin. But Master Jesus is present with me right now, and I've allowed him to step his energy right into my system. It's literally this. I cannot describe how intense the heat, but the love and the vibration. It's like this swirl of incredible energy. I mean, literally, my whole body is just on not literally on fire, but on fire with the energy of what I call the love of Christ. And there aren't words to describe it. I can give you the physical symptoms, which is this intense heat, this increase in energy, excitement, and enthusiasm. Anyway, he's going to be speaking through, and he's also going to do Q&A afterwards. The goal today, he said, is today and every day is the opportunity to transmit the vibration of love. It is not something that everyone can consciously choose to do at this point. The goal of groups and organizations that are forming rapidly on the planet as these are designed specifically to lend people the instruction and the process for rediscovering the essential nature of their true source, which is love, and learning how to emanate that into the world. My reason for being here today is to instill and reawaken that vibration in all who hear this, for it is not from without that you will receive the vibration, but from within. For even though you hear these words speaking to you from here, within your own consciousness, that place where we are all united in the great one, there is love. And from that perspective of that which is within you, you may emanate that frequency of love. So this is, I don't know if any of you guys are starting to feel this right now, but as you come on, whoever you are, as you're coming on, you're going to start to feel more and more of this, because this just is intense heat, which also means water. Water has memory, and you can communicate with it. There are molecules of water at all points of time and space on this planet, in the air, in our bodies, in other living organisms. Everything's got some form of water. And then there's other elements like plasma, electricity. There's many different modalities through which this frequency of love permeates all points of time and space. And as you'll notice that we'll be kind of dancing through this, because it's hard to put into words when you let a divine being come through you uninhibited. There's an interplay that you can cultivate, so that you're basically like holding hands and walking through this process with them. As he transmits this through me, I'm getting direct experience with the intensity of this vibration. As he says, many of you are now being joined by your teams, and those who are also seeking to join in love will join you now. Be willing to allow yourself to feel from this space first. You may feel the frequencies coming in down here. I'm trying to find words. There's a foreign word he's using for energy that comes down here. It's not a word I'm familiar with, but there's a vibration that comes down through here that also joins in the heart. But he says the essential place of love, the frequency of love, starts in the heart, but it is met by a higher frequency. And I don't know what he means by that, but a higher frequency that comes down through and meets in here, and then creates what he calls the diamond heart, that emanates pure light and love's radiance in all directions. So if you could imagine a sphere, a very bright white ball of light that's a spheroid that sends lights out in all directions. It's not like beams of light, it's literally like an emanation of light. And what he's saying to me right now is there are many of you that as you step into this, as you feel the vibrations that are coming around you, as you feel the vibrations transmitted through the sound wave that's being projected through this form, you can feel the frequencies being stimulated in you. Some of you may feel it initially as tingling around your head. Some of you may feel it as a pressure around you, and some of you may feel it as extreme heat or cool. And this is okay. If you are feeling either of these, please remember to consume water. Very important to consume water throughout this gift that we're being given today. The vibration of love, he says, he's saying there's limitations in seeking to describe that which must be experienced. And once you know that the experience that you're seeking is that which you are, you will be liberated from the seeking process and then begin to enable the expression of that dynamic aspect of self, which is love, that is you, that is all beings in their essence. Though some may on the lower range still be in the illusion of separation, the very fact that their heart beats indicates that love is still the primary drive in the expression of their being. And this is a very crucial point to understand, for if you recognize that love is within all, and you can connect to any being from that perspective, you will restore love and peace to them and those connected to them. Love cannot be restored through aggression. Love cannot be restored through fear. Love can only be restored through itself, for it requires no restoration, but merely the recognition of its presence in order for it to be fulfilled within you and for you to become that which you are. There are many things unfolding on this planet today, many of which are unseen and many of which are now becoming seen. Those which are unseen are often maintained and managed by individuals of very high vibrational frequencies who have neither the time nor the desire to gain any form of recognition from humanity at all, but merely wish to help restore the balance of love, the consciousness that is love on this planet and in its people and its creatures. It is a unifying presence that never leaves but may diminish, like the seasons of your planet can change, so too love can wane and expand. In the expression of your own individual nature, if you commune to the being of yourself, removing your separateness, reconnecting to that which is love, you will find yourself not having to seek, but being that which you are. Right now, he's saying there are some of you, you can feel that which you may represent the vibration of me as. You will also soon recognize that that which you call Christ is that which you also are. It is the highest manifestation a human can achieve in physical form while still individualized. This is really cool. He's saying it's very exciting to be able to work through so many of you, to have the opportunity to participate with you in this divine dance, in this play of plays that we have all created here. It is a wonderful opportunity for you. Okay. I'm feeling a little just overwhelmed because the energy is like really intense. I mean, this stuff, when you start to allow yourself to feel these vibrations, like literally feel them, not try to think about them, not try to analyze them, allow yourself to experience. He's saying these words that this one is speaking are not what you should be paying attention to. You need to pay attention to the vibration, the feeling energy contained within the sound wave coming from this form, for that frequency within the sound wave is the feeling energy that resonates with your true nature. If you're able to allow yourself to experience without analysis, you'll begin to feel the expansion, the movement within the form, the movement within the space around you. Okay, I'm I'm understanding that. I'm understanding that to mean that that if you don't try to analyze what it is you're perceiving, allow yourself to feel and experience that which you are experiencing as you listen to the words. Try not to get caught up in your mind trying to analyze the meaning of the sentences or the words. Allow yourself to experience the vibration, the feeling energy contained within. He says this is often how we. Sorry, there's a lot of joy here. He says this is often how we can walk among many of you wordlessly and communicate and stimulate and awaken many of you merely by the presence of that which we are, which is you as well. When you can feel this and incorporate this into your awareness, it will reduce the perception, the illusion that you have some form of separation from I or any others of the angelic hierarchy, or indeed of any dimension. For there is that point where we're all united. But you are here on this earth for an individual experience of expressing and being that is unique than in other places, which is why this place is so cherished. He's saying there are many of us now with you, delighting in the opportunity to dance this dance with you, to play this play with you, to sing the song of being with you, to remember that which was forgotten, which is never forgotten. We all delight in this. It is important you understand the frequency, that you understand the frequency of love is bliss, and that bliss can be deliciously overwhelming if you are willing to indulge yourself in this. You can save yourself much time, much angst in the process of reaching the objective, which is being that which you are, coming out of the confines of the separation that you have acquired while being in that physical form. And our delight is in being with you, to watch you emerge from your sleep, come out of your cocoons, come out of your separateness into the unity that is. This does not mean that you have to lose your individuality. This means you get to express that individuality in a way that you never have conceived before, but you may have imagined or held possible. But through the vibration of love, the actual vibration of love, you may enable yourself through this individual form to fully articulate the full expression of your divinity while in that individualized form. Love is the foundation of this. It is also the great transformer and the great transmuter. There is no fear, no evil that cannot be transformed by the full intensity and full measure of its presence at any point of time or space. I have to slow and breathe because it's like really, really intense. Wow. The goal today was not to create a protracted presentation for you, but to assist you in recognizing as a vibrational knowing within your own physical mechanism, because you must awaken that frequency of love in the consciousness of the form in order for you to be able to project it through into this world effectively. Many of these teachings and studies that you've done over the years you've been studying and learning and growing were designed for the explicit purpose of reminding you how to restore love as the dominant expression, how to clear this mechanism of darkness, how to remove anything that would stand in the way of love. And in reality, you believe, your very belief in that which is not love gives it power to give you the illusion that in some fashion you have separated yourself from love, or that you cannot experience it. But this is not true. For if you are feeling the vibration within the words being spoken to you right now, if you feel this vibration, you will feel the vibration stimulating that awareness, that nascent and dormant consciousness within every molecule of your physical being. For every molecule of your physical being also, in essence, is of that same great one. He's saying that because I'm asking because he said that twice, the same great one. He's used that term twice. And he's saying it's what many humans have called God. It's what many of the, what he calls organized religions on this planet call deities, are really manifestations of that God, that one consciousness. But the illusion we have acquired in the it's much easier if I let him talk, because he's a little bit more fluid than I am. But it's fun. Excuse me, I got to get another jug of water. Just like 2 seconds over here. And bring that over. Thank you. And so if you understand and experience that vibration fully and completely without the process of analysis, but with the full awareness of the experience, he's saying you'll create a quantum leap in your consciousness that will make not only all subsequent learning and growth easier, but the integration of that information will be more effective and therefore more easily articulated as your expression. He says, for those of you that may or may not be sure of what it is you're experiencing, I would say this to you, that you jump back and forth between the awareness of what you are and the awareness of what you are not, and you have not made a decision about which is which. Now, I understand this difficulty, for even I went through that process of learning to differentiate myself from that which I was conditioned to think I was supposed to be. We were in these individual forms. It, by nature, separated us from that great one, and we had to find our way home through it again, to walk back home through it. And it is in the vibration that you will find the quickest path back to that which you seek to know and understand as that which you are. As that which you are. It is the vibration. It is not the analysis. It is the vibration. The vibration will also contain information, and in that information contained within that vibration, you will find the language to articulate your unique expression of that one source. Cool. Hi, Christopher. I'm just going to see. I'm shaking right now. I've never let him come in quite like where he's literally sitting within me right now, and I'm it's just incredible. Okay, so yeah, okay, so we're gonna take some questions. He says he's gonna speak on your questions. There is more that will be said as it is required. That's a good question. He said that is considered an alignment in the energy but not a full alignment. It is the acceptance of that energy, that frequency of love within the form. The next step then is to articulate that energy, that alignment, into the expression of your being in the form of service to this world. This is the goal. The full alignment is when that which is above is below. When that which is love is expressed freely, consciously, deliberately. That is the full alignment. This, he says, is only the partial alignment. This is allowing you as an individual to reconnect and become aware of your connection to that frequency of love. But that the next step for full alignment is service, to assist and empower others back into their alignment. There may be differences in expressions, for some will articulate their love as music, and some will articulate their love as writing, and some will articulate their love as being a mother or a father. Some will articulate their love as being an architect. There are many, many expressions of love that serve the overall effectiveness and goodness of humanity. So yeah. So that's two parts of the process, Chris. Sorry, I'm shaking. I have never shaken like this with joy before. It's funny. Well, that's cool. Wonderful. Okay, so he's taking questions now. Oh, Esther. Can a person have healing abilities for others even if they have their own health issues? He says everyone has healing abilities for others. The concern that you are articulating is whether or not the others are able to receive that healing, for one must be willing to receive a gift in order to have a gift. One cannot receive a package and know what is in it unless they know how to open it. So it is important that one who is giving and one who is receiving, that both be open to that which the other has to offer. For both the giver and the receiver of necessity are in performing the same service, right? That's a great question, Esther. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Questions. He says the goal today was not to do anything other than to stimulate in your awareness that which is always true, but to make you more conscious of it, to let you feel its presence in your form, but you may also feel it around your form, for when it is within, it is without, and when it is without, it is within. He is saying that some of you may be awake and aware enough to know that you are the spirit that animates the form, and from this perspective, your frequency and perception of love will be different in terms of degree and intensity versus those of you that feel the vibration of love within your form. The two are not different except by degree. That you may in fact start from either place, but the difference is only in degree. That's pretty cool. I'm asking him right now about the body being animated by the. He says it's not either or. He says there is a spark in the heart. There is a spark in the heart that gives this form a life independent of you. There is a spark in your heart that gives the form a life independent of you. It is what that spark allows you to be present in the form and also around the form. The true nature of your being is one that you can increase the strength of that spark, thereby giving this form more life from the knowledge and perspective of you being that which is of the source within the form, feeding the form from the source. That's cool. I'm definitely going to have to watch this over again. Sorry, I hope I'm properly in frame, guys. I just like I said, I've just shaken like a leaf for the last 15 minutes. Lauren is asking, how can we be sure of our life mission, our highest purpose? He's laughing right now, Lauren. He's saying you can be sure of your life mission and your life purpose because you will be living joy. You will not merely be expressing joy, you will be living joy. He says it's important to understand the difference between expressing joy and living joy. One is a matter of being, the other is a matter of the expression of that being. And it's important to understand the distinction of the two, although they are inseparable. The expression of your being can be influenced and altered by your beliefs that you've acquired or accepted, but the moment you release any beliefs that would restrict or inhibit the full expression of your highest self, then you will experience the joy of your being as you allow that, as you release those things within you that inhibit the full expression of that aspect of your nature. Great questions. Lucy's asking Jesus, I'm curious, can you see my energy or tell me what it is like? A reading in this group got me interested. I was told, seek and ye shall find. I want to know what it means. Also, have I communicated with you in spirit? He's just saying, he's putting his hands over his heart like this, and he's putting another hand to his forehead like this, and he's saying, you have asked that which you already know in your heart to be true. It is that you must now move to that place where you learn to trust that which you understand from within yourself. For the knowingness of your experience is greater than the information about your experience you may cultivate from others. But that information may prove useful in pointing you in certain directions. As to the energy around your body, it is not something to be seen more than it is to be felt. And yes, of course, it is always felt by me as it is by you. We are inseparable from that perspective. He's saying also, in your case, he's saying, be slower in your deliberation of what it is you decide things mean. Child, be slower in the deliberation of what you think things mean. He says you have often rushed a little bit when you should be slower to fully know what it is you are trying to get to in a hurry. That which you are seeking will be found within you. You will generate events and circumstances around you that will give you the opportunity to identify that which is within you. For the seeker is that which they are seeking. And in asking me this question, you have merely indicated to me that you are very close in identifying your true nature. It is important you leave your doubts behind and feel the strength and power of your own certainty within. Wow. Wow, Susie. Susie, he's saying you need to play more, dear one. You need to play more. Try not to be so serious. Find a place and laugh. What do you mean by find a place and laugh? He's saying you must laugh more. Find places to laugh. Be of lighter heart. That's cool. Yes. This is correct. you know when you are in the right straight. He's saying the right straight. What do you mean by the straight? He's saying each of you has a path that is yours and yours alone, although you are not alone. And that path is straight for you. In your experience of joy or your experience of fear, you may know if you are getting closer to the natural expression of who you are or remaining separate. Because those are the only two conditions while you're in this physical body that you can know, that of unity or that of separation, that of expansion or that of contraction. When you know of that expansion, that sense of freedom, then you do know that you are on the path of your service, whatever that may be. Esther, do some people actually make a soul contract to experience disease such as cancer? If so, is it to learn how to heal from it or to actually experience it? I have my friend Kathy in mind in asking this question. He's saying, no. No one comes here to experience disease to learn how to heal. Beings come here to experience conditions, to recognize they are the master of conditions, that they are no longer subjective to things, that they have the power to transform and transmute any form from form to form. Conditions that exist within your body are always dependent on certain qualities of thought and feeling that one tends to hold onto. When one releases the hold on a certain quality of emotion, then the form tends to change to match that. Okay, I'm going to use this example. So let's say you're really angry. If you watch people when they're really angry, or you watch people when they're filled with joy, their physiology does very specific things. And if we are holding on to emotions, I can speak from my own perspective as a let's see, what would be a good example? Yes. So I'm going back about 26 years ago, and I jump off a 12-foot high fence. And I hit the ground, and I landed on the ground in such a way that my right heel bone literally exploded into 4 separate pieces. And all the ligaments and tendons from the ankle bone down were torn. And it was what was interesting is just a few days before that, I had ended a relationship that I had been in for 5 years with a really wonderful woman who I'm still friends with to this day. But I had a lot of anger and emotion, and I was, and she didn't want me to go. Her thing was, I don't want you to go. And I was really angry inside about her not wanting me to go. And my anger about what she was thinking didn't affect her. It affected me. It showed up as that foot literally exploding, which actually prevented me from leaving for almost another 2 months, because I had to stay in the city to work through it. But that was a really amazing example of what an emotion stored in the body can cause as in terms of events in our life. And there are no such things as random events in our lives. If you're holding on to an emotional energy, the body will store it. If you haven't released it, it will store it. That's why we in the Mediumship 102 course, why we really focus heavily on meditation, and in the 103 course we focus on meditation, so that we train you to release stuff from the form, so that you don't have to carry it anymore. Because once you release it, the body goes back to a natural state of expression, rather than the state of expression that's a result of an emotional charge stored in that part of the body. So like long-term anger, you look at people who have conditions in their hands who are angry, and I can use people as examples, but I won't get into that too much more. But suffice to say, whatever emotional state you're in gets stored in the body, so it's important, if something triggers you upset or you get frustrated, to be able to let it go, not hold on to it. Because whatever emotion you feel goes through your nervous system. Even if you're angry at somebody else, that anger goes through your nervous system first and affects your nervous system first. Therefore, your life first. So learning to not get caught up and learning how to let go, and Jesus is just saying this thing, is forgiveness. He says, forgiveness is what I taught. Forgiveness was the art, the methodology whereby you can learn to just let go and release, and not hold on to anything which does not serve you. So I hope we answered your question, Esther. It's always emotional to release it from the form. There are beings that say it is chemical, or if you're exposed to certain chemicals, but then you look at when they were making asbestos for insulation, they were making asbestos for floor tiles, and a lot of people got cancer working in the asbestos industry, but a lot of people in the asbestos industry didn't get cancer. What's the difference? And if we were to communicate with these beings, we'd probably find there were different emotional elements involved in these people's lives that exacerbated or brought about those conditions, made their body ripe for those conditions, because emotional qualities bring about physical conditions, always. There's no exception to that rule. And he's saying yes. He's saying that's absolutely true. Drusilla is saying there is one you may ask at a later point in time of this question that we call Metatron, who deals specifically with that area. My focus does not deal with that aspect of metaphysics. Oh, yeah. That's a great question. So Eileen's saying, I've struggled for 20 years with fibromyalgia and have decided to stop working to give myself self-care rest. The first thing he's saying to me right now, it is important you focus on love and doing that which represents that which you love, to not allow your awareness to be aligned to any form of fear or uncertainty, to align yourself completely to the state of that which you would wish to be in, to walk, talk, and think as you would like to be, to relinquish the attachment to the patterns of your condition. This is how you will heal. And again, I'm understanding that. I'm gonna repackage what he just said. He's smiling at me. If I knew this guy named I used to work with many years ago, named Jean-Guy Morin, and Jean-Guy Morin used to he was a warehouse manager at William Ashley's China, where I was the assistant warehouse manager then. I'm going back to 1978. Anyway, he used to walk around the warehouse, and his favorite phrase all the time was, somebody's a pain in the ass. Let's see if I can adjust this frame a bit more. He used to always talk about how people, this person and that person were a pain in the ass. And he repeated that, I cannot tell you how many times. And about 5 years after I had left that company, I heard that he'd come down with colon cancer. And it was terrible. Excuse me. But here he was, just with his anger and his words. The body only hears and responds to our thoughts and emotions. You know, Jesus is saying to me right now, you just have to understand, as you thinketh, so shall it be. And I will add to that, as you feeleth, so shall it be. So really, you want to get to the place where you're not indulging in the old emotionals, the old physical patterns. And I mean, that's just one small example. I mean, I know people that used to talk, so-and-so's a pain in the neck, and I can't stand that person. There's a lot of language phrases that people have, and their bodies, listen to them, their bodies our bodies are here to serve us. Our bodies are here to serve us. And that's all it's here to serve you. And so when you tell it jump, it jumps. When you tell it close, it closes. When you tell it open. So if you got ideas, or somebody's put an idea in your mind when you're really young that something's wrong with you or something's not right, that ideas and information, your body will respond to that. Remember, between ages 0 and age 5, you are not conscious. You are an unconscious being in a physical form, acquiring information about this dimension. But again, that's all Mediumship 102 stuff we'll get into at a different point in time. I hope that addresses your concern, Eileen. Being. He's saying, this dear one, make no error in perceiving that there is some form of dysfunction because of this man-made label. It is important to recognize that the unique distinction of your little one is unique to them. Their perception and awareness of the, he's saying multi-dimensions, is unique to them. It is important to be patient and allow them to reveal to you what is natural. You may, he's saying it is important you protect them from misunderstandings from those who do not understand that which you do. For there are beings that have well-intentioned motives to assist others, but are coming from an awareness that is actually the reverse of that. Okay. And I would add to that, make certain that you don't let yourself or your child get, or anybody else in your immediate family system to get caught up in the stigma and fear around something that is part of the ascension process right now. There are beings that they're labeling as autistic, and in reality they are beings that have unique talents and abilities that we can't fathom from the conventional perspective of how humans have been for the last 2,000 years. You know, there are what you call autistic beings that talk directly to the divine beings all the time, and Jesus is confirming this. These beings can talk directly to us. There are some that are talking directly from source, that can function from that perspective deliberately and intentionally. He's saying we're straying now from that which the original purpose of this was, but this is all still rooted in love. And that, he's asking me to say this too. Fundamentally, it is important you understand that if you are in love, this is the greatest support one can ever give another. Love is the great rock of all being. I love it. Wow. He's really excited. Diane is saying, I'm having difficulty feeling your presence. Is there a specific feeling from you? He's saying to me, reach, with your left hand, he's saying, reach back about 1.5 feet to back and to the left, and just let your hand rest there. Just let your hand rest there. Do not try to analyze, just feel my presence. He says you will feel it coming in. He's saying, yes. He's saying you can feel that. He's saying if you wish, you may breathe that in. Breathe it into your arm. Breathe it into your heart. Breathe it into your form. He says, if you need, you can place another hand back there as well, but one should be sufficient. Cool. Wow. Now there's a couple other people who were asking for messages here too. Let's go. Okay, here we go. I'll go back. Tara's asking for a message. Oh, dear one. He says, oh, dear one. What message have you need of? For you already know that which you need to know. You are living in the trust of your heart. And now you are joining your mind to that trust. And from that, your love will flourish. Your expression of that love will flourish. He's saying, be a little more patient. For it is unfolding for you as it is best. He's also telling me there's things that he will not say at this time, but that will be sufficient for you. Well, Henrique, he is just saying, immense love to you, dear one. Immense love to you. It is important you feel your heart, not the physical beating of your heart, but the light that is within your heart. You may move your awareness there now. Feel that connection that we all share. Be there. Spend time there daily. And then allow the feeling that you receive from that time to be that which you express in the moments of your days. Cool. Water. Wow. Diane, he's laughing right now. He's saying, you have to let go of your feeling of difficulty. He says, it is not something you have to try. It is something you have to allow, dear one. Allow. Do not try. Open your awareness, not your analysis. You continue to try to analyze that which you wish to know, but all you can know when you analyze that which you wish to know is the aspects of that which you wish to know, but you cannot know that which the aspects are extensions of. The essence of what you seek to know does not require analysis. It requires the allowing of the experience. I couldn't help, Carol. I'm going to answer this directly for you. If you are deciding if you should try to do something, the rule of thumb is if you are planning on trying something, you've already opened up to the possibility of failure. You either do a healing or you do not do a healing. It really is that you either commit to healing or you don't commit to it. You don't try. There is no try. There really is no try. You know, Jesus didn't try to heal, right? He just heals. He just heals. There's no try. So from that perspective, heal. Just go over it. Be in the presence. I went over to a client the other evening who's just, a few steps away from where we live, and she's just given birth to a young, beautiful young girl. And the young girl, there was a difficulty during the birth where they had to pull the child out in a hurry, and it caused, I can't remember the condition, but it caused something in the shoulder, that the shoulder now in this newborn baby isn't working properly. And she said, can you come over and help me with this? And I got over there. And remember, I can't do anything. I allow the Spirit to do it. I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do. The Spirit does this for me. I don't know how to do it. I can just think the thought, it does it for me. So I get over to their home, and I sit on this little stool they have where the baby's in this beautiful bassinet, and the baby's deep asleep, and the mother's like a little anxious. So I had her relax and do some deep breathing and move into a state of love and bliss. And as she's doing that, the child starts to move differently, because there's an interconnection between all of us. There's an interconnection between all of us, whether we're physical or non-physical. And that's why through these classes and courses that you get more connected to your divine team, you become aware of that reality, and you start to really, like, they're literally with you. They're not separate from you. And so I'm sitting in front of the child, and she's in that state now. And then I just moved my hands over, and I just said, "What a beautiful being! What a beautiful form you have!" And as I'm speaking these words, and the Spirit just had her shoulders start moving, her arms start moving. Because the consciousness does what we ask it to do, which is why Master Jesus continually says, "Ask and ye shall receive. As you think, so it shall be. As you feel, so it shall be done unto you." Like, it's really true. So get into that place of not trying, but allowing. The Spirit will do, if it'll open and close your hand, it'll heal a child. This is equal. There's no difference in the miraculousness of opening your hand. You know, even a disease is a miracle in its own right, in that it was a spirit manifested into a different form that we can literally change and manifest into another form. Pretty cool. I'm Lucy. Listen to this again slowly. Listen to this again. Listen, if you can find that segment where it was in terms of time. Listen to it again. I'm really grateful that you can recognize that your human mind, because there is a distinction between the mind that this world has given you and who you are. Who you are is the one that's seeking truth. Who you are is the one that wants an amazing life. Who you are is the one that wants to heal. Who you are is the one that knows that you can be wholesome and pure and perfect in so many ways. Who you are knows you have a special and unique gift to express as the being that you are in that form. There is that knowledge. So it's really, really important to recognize that your mind is the only thing that will get in your way. And when you can learn to turn off, to say quiet. Like I can shut my mind off in an instant. Like I said, I can meditate with fire trucks going down the street here, and I'm not distracted. Once you become the master of your mind, you will also become, by default, the master of your form, because the body and mind work together. The mind, the mathematical formula is X is to Y as Y is to Z. Your soul, your consciousness is to your mind as your mind is to your body. And if you understand that principle, you then begin to alter the mind. The body will align to what it is you're putting the mind into. So really important to align your consciousns correctly to the types of ideas and experience you want. If you have it, there's a gentleman I know named Matthew, and he's was told he was going to be dead 7 months ago from terminal cancer, and he really, really applied the principles that we're discussing right now to such a degree and extent that it's been almost 6 months later. He's up and moving and vibrant and healthy, and he's posting pictures and has nothing but positivity to focus on and share with people. And he knows that is keeping him alive, his body alive anyway, because the body is only doing what's been stored in emotionally, right? Now, I don't want to get into that right now. Okay, thank you. We'll get into that later. Eileen, this is, we're moving outside, Eileen. This is that question. I personally understand that question, but Master Jesus is saying it's going outside the meaning and purpose of what this presentation was today, which is to reconnect you to vibrations of love within you and not to the day-to-day problems that your little mind has created. This is about you remembering that vibration of love. For if you can remember that vibration, and he's saying bask yourself in it, bask in that vibration, let your mind and body be overwhelmed by love, then things will change significantly for you. But this is what this is for today. I understand. The recognition of that which is you, that you think is I, in your gratitude for that which I give, it is in your gratitude that the resurrection of that which you are begins to ascend. Remember, it is not I that stimulates the love which is in you. I merely remind you of that vibration that lay dormant there. As you engage this frequency more deliberately, intentionally, without the process of your analysis, you will move yourself quickly ahead in the process of understanding that which love really is in your mind, in your heart, in your body, and in your world. For one vibration necessitates another. And if you are rested in love, then your whole world will become its expression. The gratitude is always received. He's laughing. He says, no, he's not going to give you any information about your journey to Montana. You'll have fun. Enjoy it. Be happy. Yes, that's a great awareness. He's saying this. That's the awareness you want to release. He's saying these words. Feel. He wants you to feel these words, Lucy. To release. To release. To release the emotions that are hidden within that time frame, to restore that child to love will liberate you in the most profound way. But now you know where to look to clean your house up. For this is your house. This is your house. Make it clean. For you must remember certain things to forget them. I love this guy. Excuse me. Just amazing. Excuse me. Very thirsty. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that buzzing sound. It is my 60th birthday today. I'm getting all of these messages coming in through all the social media connections I have, and phone calls and family and friends. Do you have a message for Esther? He's saying when you release that pain and that fear, you shall fly high like a dove. Wow. Fly high like a dove. He's saying, remind you that the symbol of the dove is love unbound and expressing freely. It's not just a symbol of peace, as many think. It is a symbol of love unbound. Thank you for making that comment there, Kimberly. I'm going to personally comment on that, in that, remember, beings of this world can only perceive what they perceive from the level of knowledge and experience that they have. Yes, I know. Wow. Again, he's saying, with regards to your question, Bonnie, he's saying that there is no distinction once you have relieved yourself of the idea of separation. I don't know why he said that to you, but that's what he's saying. When you've relieved yourself from the idea of separation, they're the same thing. When you've relieved yourself of the idea of separation, they're one and the same thing. I got a feeling sense of what that means, but I would really have to meditate on that meaning a little deeper to understand what he just said. Wow. That's, sorry, we're both laughing here, Esther. He says, no, he never ate meat. He was an avid vegetarian. Never ate any living creatures. He ate, other than plants. He would not eat animals. He says the story that you're referring to of fishes was one of the process of manifestation, and not a literal process of making more fish and making more bread, but the recognition that certain principles, when understood, will create abundance in one's life and experience. He's saying you're on that path right now, Lucy. You're in the school through which you will learn this. If you again remove your ability to interpret different aspects of self from that place of unity that is who you truly are. Well, Carol, let me address that, because it's important you understand something, because I train with the best. I've learned from some of the best. This is very strange. I don't know how it's doing that, but it's doing that. One does not need to be in the presence of another to heal them. As some of you can feel the vibrations of my presence with you, although I am not in physical form, I transmit that frequency from a non-physical place, and you receive it, and you respond to it, and you know it. So too, you have these abilities as well. You're not less than I. The only distinction is that I know what I know, and you do not know what you do not know. It is important, if you wish to heal this child, it is important to just know that you can do it from where you are right now. Sit and let this healing happen. Just let it happen. Okay, I've gone over now, guys, so I'm gonna, and he's giggling at me. He's saying that he's laughing at your questions. He says, the goal, if you, okay. The goal today from me to thee was that you feel that which is evident in truth for all of us. The vibrational frequency of love, that consciousness that you are, that binds us together as one, was the goal today, to assist you in remembering that perspective of your being, so that you might more easily and readily be willing to relinquish anything within yourself that is not that which is love. And I have achieved that which I needed to today. And I have received blessings from you, and I have given blessings to you. And this is as it should be. There is always the cycle of receiving and giving. They are not separate. Yeah, it was pretty amazing, Esther. Like I said, we are also blessed to have this opportunity. I mean, Archangel Raphael, you know, Master Jesus, all these beings are just like, I mean, Master Jesus is starting to step back now because I'm telling you, we're just about done. But there are no limits except in here, right? And you have the ability to let them go. And again, when I watch it, breathing to me is a miracle. Being here with you guys right now is a miracle. You know, it's like, it's absolutely phenomenally incredible to be right now. Because this is it. This is it right here, right now, folks. This is the bliss right here. And I get to experience that 98.6% of the time. I get to, this is bliss. And that's ultimately the goal we want you to get to. We want you to be, this is bliss, wherever you are. You know, again, I want to thank you guys for coming in today. I am truly grateful for your presence, and as is all your divine team. The word doesn't describe the full measure of the feeling, but I really appreciate your commitment. Please continue to practice in the group, do activities with each other, practice card reading, practice sensing energy, go live with each other. It is in the doing that you discover your being. You will not become anything new if you don't do. It is in the doing that you enable a new being. And if you're being diseased in your actions, you will be diseased in your life. If you're being vibrant in your actions, your being will become vibrant in actions. And I know this full well from what I've observed in my family system. Virtually everybody else in my family, and I've got 13 other siblings, and 12 other siblings, and I've got my mother and my father. All of them had allergies to every spring, summer. They're just. I remember when I was like 6 years old, I went, I don't want that, and I have never had an allergy in my life, and I attribute that experience to that moment as a little child when I made that decision. Right, really cool. So anyway, listen, everybody, thank you very much. Have a wonderful and a joyful day. And I think who's on tonight? I think Elena's on tonight. You'll get a chance to connect with Elena tonight, and or this afternoon. But you get a chance to connect with Elena live, and she's a beautiful soul too. She's one of the mediums that came from our course as well. So please take in as much of this as you can, or watch the replays. And I will see you again soon enough. Much love. Bye for now.